So I'm only here as a help, but still, the basic way this will work, I am correctly assuming it's beforehand, so it's kind of like a Galacon. So questions are very welcome, but we have to screen them. So there'll be a process. Are you going to put microphones there?
Yeah, the microphones prepared there.
Yes, there's a microphone there, and there's a microphone here. You'll queue up on the sides when you have a question, and you will talk to someone, and they'll make sure your question is family-friendly and acceptable for the panel. It's just to make sure that we get decent questions, because, for instance, Anneli cannot speak about further versions of the Swedish dub or a new season of the main show, like season 5. She doesn't know anything about it. Even if she did, she wouldn't be allowed to. So there's no point in asking questions like that. Questions have to be family-friendly, and try not to ask like really specific things. Like, oh, there's this very specific video I really like, have you seen it? There's so much great fandom stuff, but the actors only have so much time, and sometimes they're not even allowed to look at things. Like the writers are not allowed to read fan fiction or look at fandom creations much. So keep those kind of questions for yourself, because sorry, it's just no point in asking them, because all you're going to get is a shrug. If you want to shrug, just ask for it, seriously.
Yep, free shrugs.
Anneli, can you please shrug for me? That's easier than asking her a question that she can't answer. But if you have a fun question, especially since this panel's theme is voice acting, so if you have experiences from the recording studio, or how did you become a voice actor? What was your favorite part of voice acting? What's your least favorite part? There's so many great questions you can ask. Inspirations for voice acting. What is your dream role? There are so many good questions you can ask about the profession, because it's such a diverse field. So come up with some good questions. Queue up here on the left and on the right. On the right, just on the right? Okay, on the right there, where you see that microphone being put up. And go there, there will be someone to screen your questions. Will you do it? These lovely gentlemen will do it. And so we can make sure we'll have some great and fun questions for our wonderful guests. And I think that's all clear. Unless you have any further questions for this specific, like, rule. What about you?
So how did you become a voice actress?
Well, don't ask me. I don't know. I'm not part of the panel as a person who asks questions. I'm here to help ask questions. But if you have a question for Eile or Anneli, you can queue up over there, and he'll ask your question. Okay, make sure you can tell him your question, and if it's good, you can ask. And I think without further ado, we can introduce the people who are actually going to answer your questions. So, welcome with me, Anneli Heed and EileMonty. Get comfortable.
Right,
Hi.
you?
Hello. Dobrý den. How are you? Good. Good. Woo! Button's mom.
Swedish Spitfire.
So while everyone goes, remember, go over there to Melgar to tell them your question, and then you get your turn. Don't be shy. Like I said, the worst you can say is no. So if you have a question, you're not sure if you can ask it, go ahead, go there. Make sure to think of something nice, something fun to ask. In the meantime, I'll ask you two just a general question. How have you been enjoying Prague so far?
It's been fantastic.
Yes, it has.
Everybody's been lovely at the convention, and I've had a lot of fun. And I can see everybody else has been having lots of fun, seeing conga lines and
There's lots of fun going on here.
Yeah.
Beautiful town and lovely convention, so we're enjoying ourselves.
Woo! I see we already have a question, so go ahead and ask.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question for both of you. I would like to ask, have you ever met with some kind of story when your voice will fail, that you have to drink a raw egg?
Oh.
not cooked egg, and your voice will actually get better. Have you ever heard it?
A drink of raw egg? No.
Like if you have like a good recipe for clearing your throat up, something like that.
Green apples before recording.
Yeah, and
That takes away the
honey.
sound.
Yeah, and absolutely no sodas or candy or
water.
sugary things before you go into the studio.
Yeah.
Because then you will have a director or a sound engineer going, "Can you have some sip of water?" You know,
Different people say different things. Like some people say don't eat an hour before. Some people say don't have sodas a day before. Different things, but it depends on you really and how you want to approach it.
But lots of tea with lemon and honey is always good. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I have a question. So, how to become a voice actor? Do you should go to some producer, catch it, and yeah, I want to become voice actor? Or how can you become?
This is interesting because, like, obviously you're more of a studio actor and I'm online. So, with online, I started out on voiceactingalliance.com and voiceactingclub.com, and then built contacts really, and then later on people who knew me were like, hey, you should ask EileMonty to audition for this game and all that, and then it's more about contacts, but like, yeah, joining those sites is a good idea if you're all starting out and stuff. What about you?
Well, I was lucky enough to be asked after a stand-up performance. I just came down from stage and they asked me if I would be interested in doing cartoon voices. And I said yes. But if that wouldn't have happened, I guess that I would have recorded demos and sent to them. I guess I would have done that, because that's the thing you can do. You can record your own demo and you can send it to the studios, or you can just drop by and say, hi, this is me, and this is me on a CD or something, like a USB memory. So you can just show them what you can do.
It's good to have a demo reel.
So it's really, there are different ways to become a voice actor.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's lots of different ways.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next turn, please.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is more like on Ellie, because what type of collaboration you enjoyed most?
Oh,
like,
me?
Like with a Jesse Novak or
That's really hard because most of my collaborations I've really enjoyed. Working with Jesse is always a pleasure. When we get into Skype calls, we think, oh, we're just going to spend like half an hour scripting. No, we're just like improvising vinyl Octavia stuff for like hour, 2 hours over and over. It's really hard, but yeah, Jessie, I'd have to pick Jessie. She's my vinyl. What about you? You've done some stuff in the Brony community. What's been your favorite?
I've been working a bit with Cyril the Wolf. I met him in New Orleans at Turbocon South. And Tombstone, he helped me with my Ponylicious Christmas song, so we made that together. So yeah, I think the Ponylicious Christmas, because I sent him the melody and the lyrics and harmonies, and he just made it. He made it go and that was good. What he does. Yeah, the wubs happened. The wubs happened.
But I was
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I have a question for Ellie. If the J Animation studio would be allowed to continue in this series with Buttons and its adventures, would you again jump in just without asking to voice the Buttons ma'am again?
Of course I
I just wanted to ask if you were answering Buttons mom voice.
Well, of course I would reprise my role. I love all the bronies.
Thank you.
So hey, I have a question about, well, basically voice acting. Do you have some tips for changing the color of your voice?
Singing.
Singing.
Yeah. That's helped me a lot. My singing has helped me have a range. being able to change my voices and stuff. But also the voice acting has helped in singing because I studied musical theatre, and so the voice acting has helped when I've been playing characters and vice versa. But singing really helps because the warm-ups they ask you to do with voice acting and acting as well in general is sometimes to do with singing warm-ups as well. So warm-ups, definitely.
Yeah. Impersonation, I would say. Like if you meet someone with a nice accent, you can try that accent on and learn it. Or if you meet someone with a special voice, you can just try to imitate that. And preferably not in front of the person. That would be wrong. So wait till you're alone and just experiment with your own voice and see where it lands.
So
and record yourself.
So basically just trial and error.
Yes.
Yeah. Have fun and mess about, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do with all the pony voices, you know.
Me too, I always do voices. I mean, I can never, like, I'm never quiet at home. I always do like voices.
I mean, I saw a clip of your stand-up and you were doing impersonation of Britney Spears and such. You know? That was really cool. You saw that? Yeah. Oh, girl, I've seen some of your stuff.
You seen it? Oh, I have. You have? That's awesome to hear.
I'm naughty.
Oh, yeah.
So, if I understand it correctly, all of your pony voices were just accidents?
Thank you. Yeah, it's trial and error. Cause I remember when I auditioned for Fighting Is Magic back in the day.
During the war, back in the day when I was a little figgy, I auditioned for this game where you played with the sticks and
But anyways, out eating with Tabitha St. Germain, who voices Granny Smith, and we were around the table just going,
hey, will you send me the napkins because I dropped my own napkin on the floor? Things like that. Great, Granny Smith. How you doing?
Yeah, like everybody else around the table were like, what?
People were like, what are they doing?
All the Finnish people in the restaurant were like, who are these weird people?
Why are they sitting like they do and say that voice?
Yeah, when I was first auditioning for Fighting Is Magic, my room dash was absolutely ghastly. That's not on the internet anymore, thank God. But it's basically that, because like you're not gonna it's practice. It's not gonna be good like first time. You gotta practice, listen, record, hear yourself, all that shebang. Not everyone's perfect. You know.
Okay, thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you.
Next one, please.
Well, hello. So you both have done some really crazy voices right now. But what is the craziest sound you can produce from? What is the craziest sounds you can produce?
The craziest sound we can produce? Are you sure you want to hear that?
Some really crazy voices.
No screaming, please.
You start.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of characters, because I remember I voiced a little rabbit on fire once. Like, so that was like the way I got that though was they were like, we don't want it to sound like an actual rabbit because rabbits don't really have sound. I'm like, okay.
That's horrible. What was that?
I kind of went from Pikachu to a dying Pikachu. I was like, Pikachu, so yeah, that. But oh god, I guess it's hard to think what's the craziest because there's a lot of
crazy voices going on.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But let's see. I don't want it to screech too high here. Something like I don't know. Dinosaur. Baby.
They say like in the old Disney cartoons, the way they did dogs was doing that but breathing and going. Yeah, that's how they did it supposedly. Yeah, that's the craziest on the spot.
Yeah, we should prepare something like.
I remember I also voiced it. You've seen it, the hedgehog, and I kind of got that idea from kind of Lilo and Stitch. If Stitch wasn't talking, I was like, or Hamilton's Family. I kind of got it from that, and yeah, you saw a bit of that with it falling, going.
When I was dubbing pumpkin pie. No, not pie. Pumpkin. Oh, what's the name? Oh, cake. Pumpkin cake. The cake, the baby in
Pound pie?
MLP. Yeah, pound cake. Sorry, pumpkin pie. I'm all about the pies. Pound cake. And I had to do all the screaming when it was, when Pinky was, all the crying. That was fun because it was just like, minutes.
Probably hearing a grown person through a baby's voice is kind of weird.
Yeah, some engineers thought it was kind of creepy. It's like, oh man, I look at you and then I hear it. It's like, no.
It's like, thank you. It's like when you see Tara Strong doing her Dill from Rugrats, where she's like, oh baby, and all that.
It doesn't look like this, or I don't know that. Nothing, baby. It's like a kindergarten in here now.
These babies are very good.
Thank you.
That was a very good question, by the way. I enjoyed that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We have some really good questions. Keep them coming. So you see, fun questions get fun answers. So next one, please.
Yeah. I think anybody knows that Anneli does comedy programs too, and I want to know if you already worked that brony fandom into your comedy program.
No, I haven't done that actually. No, I don't want to do that. No, I haven't done that. So maybe sometime in the future I will put a brony joke in there.
So will you have a program especially for bronies someday?
Maybe someday. Maybe someday.
For conventions.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Soon. But thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. My favorite question. If you were to choose one of your favorite video games that you liked to play when you were little, which one would you choose?
If I could play any right now,
I go with Mario. I love the Nintendo and the 8-bit Nintendo and the SNES. I really like those. So yeah, all the Mario games.
when I was younger, I really liked, there were three I really liked. There was Frogger, and Broken Sword, if you ever heard that. That one was different because it was a detective game, and my nan really likes playing video games, so I kind of got into it because of her. Because she used to like playing Tomb Raider and Crash Bandicoot and all that. And me and my little brother really loved it, and we're actually going to be doing a Let's Play again of Bugs and Taz Lost in Time, I think it's called, where you get to play together, and it's such a cool multiplayer, so I really like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so if Princess Celestia would decide to give out more pair of wings, who from Czequestria or from anywhere else would get them?
Oh, let's see.
Oh.
I think she'd be just the same, really, but his mum would be like, meh.
I think Princess Celestia would give it to M.A. Larson.
She'd probably get her own back.
Princess Larson!
I'd give Anneli wings, but she's already a princess. Oh, see.
I'm Caden, so you know.
Oh yeah, you are, yeah.
And Crystal, so I had double sets of wings. I triple sets of wings. Awesome.
Oh man.
Wings.
Who would you give to wings that you've met?
That I met? I think Peter New could totally pull some wings up, you know. Princess Big Mac. Yeah. Princess Big Mac, yeah.
Best princess.
Princess
Maybe.
Oh. I'd like to hear him say that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hello again.
Hi. Hi.
I would like to ask about which your role you had the worst feelings, some role you really hated.
I don't think I've hated any of the roles that I've done. I think one of the most challenging was probably to be very natural American, like natural American, not like cartoony American, just natural, and holding back the craziness really of making it cartoony. Probably that, but I can't think of any that I've disliked. I thought it was a bit strange once. I just mumbled this character once. Basically, she had a fish in her mouth, so I had to go. That was kind of weird.
No, I never hate any cartoons that I voice, but sometimes you can be like, oh, that's mean of her. Why is she doing that? Oh, she's not nice. And then you do the line, and it's like, What?
No, like Sunset Shimmer.
Sunset Shimmer, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't voice her, but you know, like, oh, that Chrysalis, she sure is mean. And then I say the lines, and then back again, oh no, she's like, oh no, she can't do that. Oh. She did. She enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to know, is there any voice you find hard to maintain?
Maintain?
No.
I think when you first start out doing an accent, it's probably at first, but then you obviously practice, because I've had to develop the American accent over the years. I mean, obviously the Southern and the Valley Girl is very easy, but then obviously there's all the other accents and stuff. But see, I have obviously a lot of friends from around the globe, and I talk to them a lot on Skype, so I've caught it on. I don't know about you, but yeah, I've caught it on. It's like I used to work with a lot of Africans, and that's why Sakura came easy to me, because I had a lot of friends, so I was like, hello, I am Sakura. So that came easy, but I can't think of... When I was younger, probably the American accent, yeah.
Yeah, what she said. Everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I've got another question.
Okay. Oh.
Villain or good people?
Huh?
Villain or good people?
Who you prefer to voice, I think, like villains?
Oh, villains! Every day, villains.
Oh, villains are the best.
Yeah, because you get to be crazy.
I think all the game voices I've been cast as are villains. Yeah. And most of them have been British.
And I have no idea, but I don't know why, but in the Barbie movies, I always get the villains. So I'm the evil Barbie queens. Yeah, she's a princess queen. That's not the world.
I wouldn't mind Chrysalis coming back into the show.
Me neither. I would love that.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, Lawson. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, oh, there we go. Well, I just have a question from the forum that is from Norton Crossy, and she asked for Anneli Heed, are you going to release more pony-themed original songs as you did with the Ponylicious Christmas?
Oh, I am. But I won't say anything more, but I am.
Woo!
Yay.
Yeah!
Yay, yay.
I have a question as well. That's a question I really enjoyed that we had at GalaCon. That was, do you have any people or things that were huge inspirations to you and your career as an actor, especially voice actor? Who or what inspired you, or keeps inspiring you today?
What inspired me to voice act was actually, and my friend, she always goes, oh no, but my friend Megami33, well at first I only knew her from her abridged stuff, but I also knew she did like fan dubs and things, and that was when I went, you can do this online? What? You can do this from home? This is awesome! And then that's how I got into it. So she was an inspiration, and I like people who have big ranges, and also the people who I meet, like Anneli inspire me. Like,
you inspire me too.
yeah, the people that I meet, because like due to coming to these conventions, I've met more voice actresses, and I've been able to talk to them and get feedback and gain knowledge, really, which has been very helpful. But yeah, it's been mostly the people around me that have like helped me, like online and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, people with big vocal ranges.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because they can hear something and you can go, maybe I can do that. Oh, I could. Awesome. So that's always good. And you guys, you inspire me a lot.
It's like you guys coming over to us saying, like, I really enjoy your work and all that. It really makes us like go home and be like, I'm gonna do more.
Yeah, more better, more.
What's more?
Thank you. So there's more questions there. So go ahead.
Hello for the third time. I would like to ask if there is some internet amateur voice acting group in your country. And here in Czech Republic there is a group called Phoenix Pro Dubbing, and it's a group of almost 40 people who are voice acting some this a different variety of internet films, or even the films which haven't professional Czech dubbing. So if there is something like that in your country, or if you...
I don't think so. No. Not that I know of in Sweden.
I mean,
it would be fun.
As I said, the only reason that I found out really about that I could voice act was online. I've never heard. I've obviously heard of amateur dramatic groups for acting. I've joined lots of those, but I've never met. I've never like seen any groups of voice actors or anything. No, there's nothing like that in the UK. Not that I know of. But yeah, online there is Voice Acting Alliance, Voice Acting Club, Vocal Loco. They're great.
Vocal Loco.
Yeah. Great name, huh?
Well, we have a big webpage in Sweden called Dubbningshemsidan that is about dubbing and voice acting, but I'm not sure if they have a section for people who wants to be voice actors.
No. I mean, it would be cool if there was just like acting. There were like people who met up and just had voice acting, did voice acting stuff together. But I guess that's part of acting, though. To be honest.
I just recall there is actually, I saw a video of hobby voice actors getting together. Yeah, I did. They went by train and they met up and they had dinner and they had lots of fun. Someone posted it to me on Twitter. So yeah, they have something going on there.
Yeah, normally after people get to know each other through working together in companies online and things, they usually have meetups. I know a lot of people from, as I said, the Voice Acting Alliance that do that. They have a meetup at conventions and stuff, and they discuss with each other what they've done and other things like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's me again. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. As long as you have
bring them on.
As long as you have good questions, you're always welcome.
Okay. I have a bit similar one, and it's about networking with other voice actors. How do you go about it? For example, if I would like to network with you and talk with you two about voice acting outside of this convention, how would I go about it?
Email, YouTube, Twitter.
Yep. Email.
Having a website, because we both have websites.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're like serious about voice acting as well, having a website is a good thing. Even performing, like being a performer, you need a website so that like people can contact you, companies can contact you. And
voice samples and pictures and a biography, so they.
Usually email, really, because I get emails. I don't know about you, but I get emails from different people saying, how did you start out? What are your pointers and such, like all that shebang.
So are voice actors generally open for?
Yeah. Cool. Especially on the sites that I mentioned, because they have like threads and different things, and like I explained to someone the other day. Obviously, making a demo takes a long time, so posting your demo in a thread, getting critique, and then editing it again, putting it out again is great, and those sites are great for that. And yeah, you can meet a lot of people as well that can help you out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello again. I want to ask, what gear do you use for the voice acting?
Like equipment.
Well, equipment, yes, for online voice acting, for example.
Our home studios.
Yeah, in the home studios. Well, I have a Röda microphone. I have a new one. I told you yesterday about my first one. And I have this big folding screen. You can just, so you won't get all the sounds from the room. And I just have a, what was it called? Sound card. It's called sound card. What's it called? And the word for it, like amplifier.
Oh, you mean an audio interface?
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, probably you know what it is in Swedish. So.
Yeah, I totally do. Good, extend good.
Yeah.
So it's your own microphones and other stuff that could give the sound more clearly.
Yeah, what I have is, Blue is a great company, and I've used their mics, well, not exactly since I started. When I started out, I had a Logitech headset, which I duct taped a lot. And then I went, and then I had a Blue Spark, and then now I have, first I had a Blue Snowball, there we go. I had a Blue Snowball first, and then I had a Blue Spark, once I got used to microphones and things like that. And just like Anneli, I have a portable booth that I can get out and put away, so it like blocks the sound, because obviously different rooms can make different sounds. You don't want echoes or reverb in the room or anything. And I've got an audio interface, and then pop shields. Oh yeah, oh great, pop shield, yup. And I use Mac and GarageBand. But if you're starting out, I'd say use a Blue Snowball or a Blue Yeti, just so you get used to the mic. And they are great microphones, and then probably go up another step and get a much better mic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh no. Hi.
There's some problem with the water bottle.
I can do it, I'll save you. This was a new one today, so.
Oh.
Okay.
Hi. So basically I have two questions. The first one is basically, in your personal preference, what characters would you reject?
Reject?
Voicing.
Obviously, like when people ask me to do naughty buttons, Mum, I don't do that.
I'm not talking about the not safe for work stuff and so on, but just a character that's basically, okay, normal character, but why, if you would reject it, why would you do it?
If they're too rude, basically, like, I'm not, cause, I, obviously not anything sexual, you know, I'd reject those. With swearing, it depends, because I'm not one for swearing, and I don't ever swear on my channel or anything, because I know that like kids are watching and things like that. So I don't. When people ask me, would you like to sing songs? I always, like a while ago, someone asked me about singing a song with a bit of swearing, and I said yes, but only if you release another one which has beeps, which are for under 18, you know. Because they were a friend of mine, I didn't want to go, no. But yeah, stuff like that. I don't know about you.
Well, since I dub a lot of children's shows, I don't have to think about that, because that's never in my script. And but when it comes to my comedy things, it can be some swear words there, yes. Because it's comedy, and it's the comedy for the radio and stuff. So, I mean, if there's a swear word in my script, there's a swear word in my script. I just do what they tell me.
Yeah, it just depends on the situation and where it's distributed and all that shebang. All depends on everything, really. Like, obviously I wouldn't want to play a character that's racist or anything. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for your question.
Yeah, I had a second one.
Okay.
Basically, because I came to this fandom, I was an anime, and still an otaku, so I still watch a lot of anime. As a voice actor, an English voice actor basically, what are your thoughts about the comparison between Japanese voice actors and the English voice actors? About the, I won't say quality, but basically the difference between the two voice acting, because there is a lot of difference, at least for me, when I hear both of them.
I mean, I watch anime, and and I do notice that I used to always watch the English dub, because reading subs was a little bit of a chore for me sometimes. But then, like, my friends were like, "Go watch the Japanese first," and I was like, "Okay." And then I started watching Japanese, and now I'm like, when I watch the English dub, sometimes I'm like,
it's awful.
It depends though, because I remember watching Fruits Basket English dub first, and I really liked it. And then, like, a friend showed me the Japanese, and I actually preferred the English. But yeah, it all depends really. But usually I do prefer the Japanese, but I don't think there's been one that I've watched yet that I've not liked with English dub. Except I saw a clip with an old Dragon Ball Z one where he was like, "Come, magic cloud." And I was like, what? So that was weird, but I think that was a script thing really. But what about you?
I think it depends on which version you watch first.
Yeah.
Because the first one you see really gives you an idea of how it is, and then you go like when you see the other language, it's like, but that's supposed to sound like he's supposed to sound like this, and he's just supposed and then it doesn't add up really. So the first thing you watch, either it's the dub or the original, I think that's when it's gonna be stuck in your head for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one, please.
I would like to ask you, what character would you like to dub the most?
Of everything
in the whole world?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
If I could be an English dub in an English dub cast, I would, because it hasn't been done yet. I'd love to be in Shugakara, because that's my favorite anime. Like, a lot of people don't know about it because it's like, well, it's a magical girl anime, but it's one of my favorites. And if like I was ever cast in it, I'd be like, I'd be so happy. Trying to think of any other foreign cartoons that I like. What about you?
I would like to be like Sailor Moon.
Oh, yeah.
I would love that. And of course, I would never say no to being a Disney princess.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun. I think, maybe Cinderella? Yeah. I'll make a nice Cinderella, I think. It could be nice. Like, my princess moves.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
Hi, this one's for you, Barry.
Me?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I'm not sitting there. How am I
Well,
related to this panel?
I would like Libusa to give a prophecy about ponies and bronies.
Oh my gosh. Okay, prophecy! So you kind of got me off guard. I'm sorry. Now you get to watch me like, oh. Okay, so what exactly do you want me to do again? What?
Well, first get into the zone.
Get into the zone, Barry.
Like they do in High School Musical.
The zone is Libusa, you mean? Okay.
Going to character, darling.
Done.
I think I can do that. So, what was it you wanted me to do again? You had a request, didn't you?
Yes. Where do you think the ponies and bronies will go in the future years?
Well, I know the wonderful city of Prague is not going anywhere, and I think neither are the ponies or the bronies. Next one.
Hey there, I've got a question. Because of the demos, you always say record a demo.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, like, how do you record a demo and what's the perfect thing to do when you want to record a demo?
You can just like read from the newspaper or a book especially a book where people are talking to each other, so you can just do that. That's really good.
Some people say use stuff you've already been in, and others say make your own script, because then you can. What I usually do when I was making more of a script for my demo, instead of using stuff I've already been in, I was writing down what characters I like, what characters I've voiced, and if they were mid, high, or low voices, and what age they were, so that it had like a different range in the demo reel. That's what I do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where did you record yours, in a studio, or did you record yours at home?
I didn't record a demo.
Yeah.
I didn't. But I know how to do it.
She's in the know. That's all that matters.
Next one.
Yeah, well, it's me then.
No way.
Oh, could I have a challenge for you to?
A challenge?
Maybe.
Send someone to the challenge.
I'm going to be doing that when I get home though.
Not that one. Voice acting one.
Oh!
Could you show us how fast you can change your voices?
How fast we can talk?
Change your voices.
Change!
Like switch from something like two extremes.
Yeah, sure.
Switch from like
And show
extremes.
us as many voices as you can.
Oh my god.
Wait, I've got an idea.
Oh,
So
that's cheating!
I'm looking at the character names. Okay.
I'm Applebloom.
I'm Applejack. Yup. And
That incredible, amazing doll!
and you are?
I put those in my bags. It's got rocks in it.
Try one of your jokes out on me. Let's see. What is?
Anything I can do to help? Nothing.
Fluttershy.
Yay.
Because I'm using the MLP FIM. I'm Princess Celestia. Call me Luna. That's delicious. I am to finish.
That's Loco in the Coco.
Rarity.
Skidaloo.
Spike. You could do a good Spike. I can't do Spitfire.
The great and powerful Trixie. I'm Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia.
And Sakura.
That was also awesome.
Oh, this is hard because I don't know if I should do the Swedish ponies or because that would not be fun for you. So I'm just gonna do random voices.
Yeah. So, I can do like this one, like a little kid, and then I can do like someone like this, and then someone like this, maybe like the opera girl, like oh, and then I can something like
oh well, you know, like guys, you know, like yeah, Spike is not like that, but you know, like just a dude, you know. So yeah, that's funny. And other voices could be like yeah, you know, Spitfire. So with a pie.
and then of course Fluttershy because she's so cute and just. I actually listened to a GPS with Fluttershy. Oh yeah. It was so cute, and it was like turn next left if it's okay for you. Arriving to destination. Yay!
Thank you so much, it was fun.
Thank you, yeah, that
At
was
least
great.
for us, I hope it was fun for you too.
It was fun for us too, but I didn't come up with that many voices. I wanted to do more, but I didn't bring my reading glasses, so I couldn't see what it said.
You can save it for Czequestria 2015.
Oh.
Czequestria 2015.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, we got time for last question, and this one's actually from our technical manager, so here we go.
If there will be some more Czequestria, maybe 2015, 16, would you like to come at a time to Czech Republic?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Wait, you got a better answer. Yep.
That's a pleasure.
Thank you, yeah.
Well,
Thanks, Mom.
thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for asking fantastic questions. I had a blast. I hope so did you, and I hope so did you.
Did. Yeah, it was great fun.
So
you
thank
guys
you.
have great questions.
And whoever was that person who asked me something, I both love and hate you right now. So it's like it balances out. It balances out. Thank you. So thank you all for being here.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, everyone. So please give it up once more for Anneli Heed and EileMonty.
You look fabulous.
Fun has been doubled, right? And next on the schedule is it's actually a contest ceremony in